Once upon a time, there was a man, and the man was being named uh, Mr. Mr. Otwabe. Mr. Otwabe was being blessed by the two children uh, of the different genders, and he was being blessed by the two wives. By the two wives were able to conceive two children each, but through the marvelous of God, they were able to receive the twins. Each one to less that the Mr. Otwabe is lineage. As I was indicating it was not easy for the both women to conceive the twins, but it was being occasion that was being surprising all the family and all the villages of where the Mr. Otwabe was coming from. Through the conceiving of the different children of the different genders, all of them were the twins, brought an emergency of the feasters to come and feast them, whereby they were being supplied by all the villagers because it has not been even happened from the previous days. Mr. Otwabe decided to make a decision of taking his or her child to school. One Monday morning, the schools were being opened, and Mr. Otwabe and his wife decided to take their children to school. But reaching at the school gate, they were being told that their children have not been reached the year that they are supposed to go to school, but they were being marvelous and surprised by saying that our child or our child is able to conceive and is able to get a start because he or she was 6 years older. But the principal of the school did not become harsh to them. They told them that if I want to conceive these children at this school, we are supposed to pay this amount of money. The amount of money did not took a shock to Mr. Otwabe and his wife, but he said, whenever I will pay this, it will bring this child into my custody because they were older than the years that they were supposed to join the school because they were 6 years old. The registration time for the students reached, but the many parents were being gathered at their school. The principal said to Mr. Otwabe, go and make a queue so as to be able to register these children to daycare to this school. But Mr. Otwabe did not want his child to enter to daycare class just because they were older. But he said, the Mr. Principal said, if you want me to conceive them at this school, you are supposed to start them with a daycare class, whereby they did not attend any school because it was being their day to come at this school. Mr. Principal apologized and said, the parent is the decision to make because I cannot interfere with you because you are paying a school fees. Mr. Otwabe did not being uttered, but he decided to make a queue and he registered his children in that school. The time to departure reached, but he was able to departure by leaving their children at the school. But their children started crying because they were younger. His way to home. He was not happy because he did not conceive according to his will. His willingness did not being interfered, did not being fulfilled by the Mr. Principal. The Mr. Principal decided to put his specs down like this one. He pulled like this. He twinkled his eye like this to that parents and he pulled them upwards. He took his pen and signed on a will, which were being made by the decision of his family of Mr. Otuabe. Mr. Principal, I am apologizing because of taking these children here. They were supposed to enter to grade 3, not to daycare, just because they were being older. But the advice came whereby he told them, you are supposed to start these children at the daycare because the foundation of the school starts from the daycare class, whereby they are being taught on how to write, to read, to speak, and to reason. Because every book that they are going to study, in every page they are being written listening and speaking, responding and giving answers. But Mr. Otuabe was taken by the business and he was being supported by the Mr. Principal and his wife. Mr. Principal is not in hurry to make the decisions. Mr. Principal made a decision of saying that Mr. Otuabe, you are being welcomed at this school. You have registered your children and they're supposed to enter to daycare. But Mr. Otuabe made a decision and accepted that they are supposed to join. It was not easy for Mr. Otuabe because it was being a daycare, but was being shocked by the amount of money that was being paid. Per children was being paid by 80,000 per term, where it shocked him and said that this child are younger, they are supposed not to pay this amount of money, but it was being shocking. They were to become the materials of the villagers who had been excelled. The time to go home for Mr. Otuabe reached. He took his key and started his car, his Mercedes car, to his home by his wife, knowing that in the behind of his mind that he have left his children in peace, in marvelous peace in school, whereby the bus of the school were going to bring them back at home during evening hours. Mr. Otuabe on his way to home. He reached on a petrol station, whereby he was wanted to take 5 liters of petrol to his car, whereby after reaching there, he took his 5 liters of petrol, and the cashier of the petrol station pulled his specs down and saying that the amount of money that were being sent to this account does not enrich the amount of the petrol that were being encountered to your car. By Mr. Otuabe looking his account of money, was being shocked that he lacked something, but he decided that what can I do as a man? He pulled his specs down, and the cashier of the petrol station was being shocked because he didn't know that Mr. Twabe was his relative. He told him, "You are free to go. The petrol that I'm being connected into your car was free of charge." Mr. Twabe, on his way to home from the petrol station, he took 500 meters per second to his home. After reaching his home, he was being shocked by his second wife by saying that remember, all of us, we belong to you, but you have decided to take only 2 children to school. As a man, as a woman, as a parent, how can you encounter that? For those women or men that has more than 2 wives, you have 2 wives, and all the women and all the wives are excelling. Both of them have children, but you get that you love only one woman. What can you do? How can you serve? How can you serve them? Because you may get that someone you love the most, and you love her mostly, but another one you didn't love her mostly. For getting more answers, I want to receive more answers on the comment section on this channel. How can you tackle that when you have 2 women? Follow, subscribe, share to Samuel Montgomery Media.